Morning Sticky Bakers. Today is bike servicing day. So it's a bit of a shuffle. I'm moving both bikes up for servicing at SA Motorcycles in TAILEM Bend. So there'll be a bit of a boring ride for you. Okay. Right, I'm taking Farmer Chris's bike first. So it will be really interesting to see if it rides any differently. So I'll have a look in a moment to see what the kilometers are. It feels a little bit looser. No, it feels a bit tighter. Obviously less used. These bikes are beautiful. Stunning. So this bike has done 2,747 at the moment. So the bike does feel a little bit tighter. Smooth. Oh dear. They do treat this little section of road like a racetrack. There's 80 kilometers at one end, which is often ignored, and then it drops down into a 60. But they race through here without a care in the world. Have to watch out for these little Corellas, because it's not that they're dive bomb vehicles or motorbikes, it's just that they're cheeky. Right, bike number one. It's cool today. It's not very often I can say that.
Good.
Oh good. Feels a little bit tighter.
Sorry?
Feels a little bit tighter.
Not going quite as many miles, is it?
No.
Yeah. It's just as good, smooth and otherwise.
Yeah.
It is a bit smooth. That one has trouble. It grinds on the road. Yeah.
Morning. Good. Right, there's one.
Yeah, it's my bike. Just out on the road.
I'll bring the other one up in a sec.
If you give us a bike. Bigger engine, yeah.
KLX.
Yeah, I like the look of that.
So I think we can safely say that it's the battery which is the problem. So yes, I think you can safely say that the battery struggled to start the bike there. So for whatever reason, what's going on there? Yeah, so for whatever reason, it is not holding its charge. Of course, I don't know how old the battery is. I mean, in theory the battery is the same age as the bike, but you just don't know, do you? The life of the batteries. When I sold my MT-09, it had considerably more kilometers on it than Chris's. And it needed a new battery, whereas Chris's didn't. I don't know, it's an odd thing why one battery would be quietly draining away for no reason at all, but the other one isn't. Now, I did notice when I got on the bike that the charging cable for the iPhone was still plugged into the quad lock charger, whereas Farmer Chris takes his cable off completely. Is that the culprit? Is that the culprit, I wonder? So what I'll do is I'll pull that out when I pull up, and I don't know, I'm guessing, but it could be that some technology built into it which allows it to drain. You just don't know, do you? It's just guessing. That's Farmer Chris's bike. Ready?
Save you coming in.
Okay. All good?
Yeah, all good, no dramas at all. But I charged the battery up for him. But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it seems a bit low. I don't know whether it's the battery or this one's got more kilometers on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See what you think. So here we are on Farmer Chris's bike. They found nothing at service. I didn't think they would. I mean, not with 2,700 kilometers on the clock. It's very unlikely.
Getting drunk from 7 to 3. Overindulged in flesh like it's free. We're on a fast ride where monkeys killing time with machines. Making love that we don't even feel.
Gotta be careful with these brakes now. Good grief. I guess it's really difficult to tell unless you're having sort of air filter problems or, you know, the filter's clogged up. It's really difficult to tell when a motorcycle's been serviced if it actually does make a difference. In this instance, the brakes are pretty instant, so that's something to watch. They weren't as hard on when I took the bike up there for service, so they've definitely been adjusted, and that's very noticeable. You've always got to be cautious. It's a bit like putting brand new tyres on. Caution with riding it away from the dealership. Certainly the first time or the first couple of times you take it out for a ride, you can definitely tell on this motorcycle that the brakes have had some kind of an adjustment, which means mine will have a lot of adjustment because I've ridden it, not quite double, but I've ridden it a lot more. It will be interesting to see if there's any wear difference between the two bikes. I would think that there would be, even at just another 2,000 kilometers. So these are the annual services rather than the distance services. We are unlikely to get the distance in, and you know, in the days when I used to commute to work, it would be 20,000 miles on a motorcycle in a year. So this one has done 2,767 in a year. So considering the first service was I think the first service would be this time last year. That was 1,000 kilometers, and it is the end of March. So what's that? 4 months or something? 4 months it took to put 1,000 kilometers on the motorcycle, and another 12 months to put 1,700 on, Farmer Chris. You're slacking a bit there, buddy. However, it is what it is, and with me being in hospital for leg surgery and out of action for a good 6 months or so, and then Farmer Chris also having to suffer the indignities of surgery as well. So it is what it is, but if we lived somewhere like the Adelaide Hills, I'm sure that the activity on the motorcycle would be more frequent. So I'll warn him for sure about those brakes. Not that I think he's intending to go out on it anytime soon. "24 hours later." Now, apparently it's a gear shift switch, so it's noted it's an ECU, or it's a part which talks to the ECU. Whoa, there's a bit of traffic here, good God. So yeah, something to do with the ECU. I can tell that it's running better already, tell you that now. You see in my mirror how that truck is tailgating, dangerously tailgating Farmer Chris in Bumblebee, and this is the sort of behaviour you get. Oh look, the GoPro's gone off. Crikey Moses.
Understood.
Yes, the brakes are not as tight as they are on Farmer Chris's bike. They're definitely not as grabby, they're looser. But the bike just feels a bit tighter. It feels good. They had it overnight because they could not really pin down the fault. But it was interesting though, what the dealership said is that everything is recorded on the ECU. So any faults that come up, all its servicing, anything like that is now recorded on the ECU. So it's very difficult to fictionalize what's happened with the motorcycle, which is fantastic. I've always kept all of the servicing documents anyway, and always kept my motorcycles serviced, but it's really just good to know that also you've got that record through Kawasaki on the ECU, which tells anybody the history of the motorcycle. So that's quite a bit of wear. That's not a lot left down there. And the pressure was low on the front tyre as well, which is unusual. So it's really difficult to see the wear bars on this rear tyre, but actually it looks like the front tyre is a lot lower than the back tyre. Yeah, it's really difficult to focus the camera on the wear bar. It's really difficult. It's there. Really difficult to focus the camera on the wear bar. You see it? It's there. So there's quite a lot on there compared to the front. But you can see the profile of the back tyre. See how it's flattening out? And it's flattening out because it's getting a lot of long straight runs to get to decent roads. Usually I can get 2 rear tyres to a front tyre replacement, but that tyre is definitely low on the front. So it's not too long since I checked the pressure in the tyre, so if the tyre had been run at a low pressure for a considerable amount of time, I could understand the wear, but maybe I've just been pushing it hard because I enjoy riding it so much. Well, that's it. That's the annual service, and great stuff by SA Motorcycles, fault finding. They've had to take a part off another motorcycle in order to rectify the issue, otherwise it would have been a 6-week wait for the part to come in. The bike feels tighter, perhaps it just needed an oil change, or the bikes and the brakes are just as they were when it went in, although I'm sure they've been adjusted. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Ring the bell if you want to, because that then gives you notification every time I put out a new video, which is weekly. Subscribe to the channel, you know it's going to help me, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.